hunter safety classes and things like that. It's very important. It's very important that people who get permits to hunt and things like that, those are the kinds of things, a hunter safety permit, and concealed carry, the classes that people go through. My mom went through the concealed carry class. Those are the kinds of things that are there not only to inform citizens and to protect people, but to ensure that the people who are using those things know what they're doing. I'm not saying there should be further regulations, but I'm saying they're there to protect people. And I think that what we have is fine, and that's what it's there for.
Bill Shepherd, 135, SHEPHERD, like the Lord is your. I really am concerned about one thing. The liberal press does not need any reason to bash a Republican. If we give fuel to the fire for the liberal press to bash, if the first no confidence vote comes up, don't you think a Democrat is going to use that when they run in their election process? Oh, my Republican opponent has no confidence from his own Republican Party. I'm concerned about that. I like what this says in a lot of ways, and I like accountability. But are we putting ourselves in a position to bash our own Republican Party members, who even at their worst are far better than any liberal Democrat?
Hi, I'm Joy Mohorovic, Precinct 150. I'm the past chairman right before Sally Bell. I'm a lawyer in Tulsa, and just reading this language, I agree with all of this. I just think it's vague. I think we should try to get it a little more specific. I think there may be some issues, like, for example, you have a Republican official who supports a judicial candidate that maybe is registered as a Democrat or an independent. I think we could have some issues with that. I think it should be clarified a little more specifically before we vote on anything. So thank you.
Thank you. Now, those in favor of the resolution.
I'm Sally Bell, Precinct 46, the current county chairman. For 2 years, JB and I have been working on this, what began as a resolution. Now we're committed to try to make it a state rule change. The one hole in the Republican Party is accountability. They say one thing and vote another. And I'll tell you something. Anybody who wants to call this language vague, you can, as a lawyer, you can perhaps call it vague. It's not vague. Everyone in this room can understand what we mean. The state committee is made up of people from all over the state. So we will be represented from every single county in this state. There will be fair representation. But folks, people are ignoring November 2nd. We've already seen it. It is time for the Republican Party to stand tall and say, this is what we believe, and if you don't believe it, you don't belong in our party. If you can't be unequivocal on life, the right to keep and bear arms, limited government, and lower taxes, then you're a Democrat. And I'm tired of the argument that we may chastise our own. Shame on our own if they do what they do to get chastised. This will be a fair process. It is representative. It does involve a lot of people. And I urge you strongly, help us make this first step towards saving this republic by giving us a way to hold our elected officials accountable.
My name's Molly McKay. I'm from Precinct 88, and I'm also a lawyer. And most laws are vague to some degree. But if you think about this, when you get into that committee, it's going to be subjective anyway. These are guidelines. And so we called them rhinos, Republicans in name only. And they cause us a lot of grief. They cause us a lot of grief individually and as a party. In fact, I think that's one of the basic reasons why we have Tea Parties and 9/12 groups. In the past, the Republican establishment has always tried to do what was politically correct. I think it's time we do the things that are correct instead of politically correct. We need this new rule, and the reason we need it is to hold accountable those rhinos, and they are, we hope, the rare instance. They have to do this repeatedly. It's not something that you vote on when they've done one thing wrong. This is a habitual, repeat offender against our rules, and so that's what we need. Folks, this is big. This could be really important. In fact, this could be the most important thing that the Republican Party has passed and done since we repealed slavery. It's important, and I urge you strongly to pass this. Thank you.
I'm Randy Brogdon, and I'm a recovering politician. Let me see if I can frame this debate just a little bit better, make it a little bit more clear. This is not this is not legislation. This is a statement of our principles. It is a rule change, and I think it's a very important rule change because, as we saw, most of our elected officials at Tulsa County walk across this stage today, of them have already violated what Sally said, a very important piece of legislation in the House. It is time, folks, that we no longer allow our elected officials to say one thing and then do something else. It's up to you and me. It's up to us. It's up to our party to get back to the basics, to give our country, to give our state a chance of restoration, to get back to the basics so we can have a better future. I urge you to vote in favor of this bill.
Hello, my name is Peggy Burgess. I'm Precinct 177. If the Republican Party does not stand up and stand for its values and demand that our elected officials stand up for our values, then we will stand for nothing.
Gregory Hill, Precinct 157. Our standard is the U.S. Constitution.
Debate is over. I call for the vote. All those in favor of the resolution signify by aye. Aye. All those opposed by the same? No. The ayes have it.